We talked this week about how hard it is to win in this league, and tonight was, a great example of that. What did it take tonight?
A lot of effort, commitment, and energy on both sides of the ball. We needed to be good with the ball, which we were in the first half. Second half, they came out because they've got nothing to lose on that. At that time, and they came back into the game, and we get the third goal. Should have got the fourth, but then don't. So then it becomes 3-2 and a little bit dicey at the end. But credit to everybody. I think they've deserved. I'm quite honest when we come down to it. I think they deserve the win tonight. So I'm really pleased for them.
You started fast, not just with the goals, but I felt the running in the press was really good to start. How pleased were you with seeing that early on?
Yeah, excellent. And the opposition weren't, for obvious reasons, because when we do play like that and we play with that energy, and the two front players put people under pressure and backed up by midfield players who can create things underneath them, I think it's really tough for the opponent. So really pleased.
I think it's natural in the game that you score one goal and you play like that at the start. It kind of just breeds more success. I asked Jack what it felt like to play when it's like that. What is it like to coach when you're seeing that success?
Yeah, it's great. Like when you scored 2 goals, I think 15 minutes, you want your third one in about 20, and then the fourth one about 25, and it never works out that way. So that's the disappointing thing about it. You get that start and you get the momentum, and it's not easy. It's not easy to win games. It really isn't, and we've proved this season so far we're at 1.5 points per game, which is playoff form. Every year will be playoff form. So if we can continue trying to create that winning mentality, we'll be all right in the playoffs probably, and moving forward.
Only 3 teams with more wins in the league than you now. Just kind of that first checked box is now the playoff. You're into the playoffs, but kind of I don't want you to reflect on the year totally, but the perception changes as you go. So how do you feel that just what your team has accomplished, especially at home, being this the last one?
I think you can reflect on the year, because the year's it's formative assessment each week. How are we doing? Are we getting any better? We can reflect, and we've done okay this year. Like you said, we've got a lot of wins. I think we've got more wins than last season, and like I said, I think when we go to points per game, I think it's the 3rd highest in history of the club. So I think we've done all right. But like you said, got another big game next week, because that determines home field advantage, which is really important for the club and the supporters, that we try and bring a game back here. And then you want to win as well, because momentum in the playoffs. Seen it before in 15 when we were with the Timbers, and it was momentum took us a long way. So get next week out of the way, and then we've got 4 games, and all you have to win them 4 games is not get beat, because you don't have to win them, and that's the beauty of the competition, a different competition. So we're close, and we need to continue pushing to get closer and closer and closer.
Kind of on that note, one loss in the last 9 now. How do you feel about where your team is at and the momentum that they do have?
Good, and I feel good because we're quite healthy. But worried about Brem because he was feeling tight in his hamstrings. He's a really important player for us. Hayden White's coming back. Seba's coming back. So we've got enough in the squad now to push each other really, and that's really important.
Coach, what does it mean to head to the playoffs in your first season as head coach?
Really good, and I say that because we had a terrible start to the season, and you think people will probably question the way we wanted to do things, but I was quite not stubborn, but I knew that what we were trying to do was going to bring us success, and getting into the playoffs is really good. I'm really happy for the players and everybody else that's associated with the club, because the 90 minutes on the field is a reflection of what we do all week, but I can assure you that there's a lot of hard work goes in by many people to make sure that we're in a position to succeed.
Last 4 or 5 matches, pretty strong for you guys, maybe a culmination of kind of a long season. What did you see in that stretch kind of start clicking and giving you momentum into tonight?
I've said before, I think we've had streaks this season where we've done really well and got results, and and we've had a streak where we didn't pick many results up, especially after the Open Cup run. But performance-wise, during both of them, when we were winning games, I didn't think we were playing that well. And when we were getting beat, I thought we were playing all right. And now we're getting a run of results where I'm quite happy with the performances. We can do a little bit better always, but the recent run of results, I think we've performed to that level, and we've probably deserved to be where we are.
You mentioned the start of the season. In what ways have you seen your club grow to get to this point?
I just think probably belief grows, and it's difficult when you come in as a new coach with different ideas. You've got to remember the players are human beings as well, who are fighting for contracts, fighting for a place in the team, fighting for, and they want to impress the new coach, and sometimes it doesn't always work out that way, and there was probably a touch of anxiety in that first part of the season. Then we got going a little bit, and everybody settled down, and that's probably the biggest difference was the belief. The belief got stronger and stronger, and it's starting to grow and grow, but we've got a lot of work to do, and I'm not talking about, for the rest of this season. I'm talking about, in general, we need to be reflective of where we are and where we need to be.
How have you been able to establish your coaching philosophy in this first season, the message that you want to bring to the team every day?
I go in to the day-to-day work with the players who have been fantastic. They really have. They've been fantastic. And if they don't like what I'm doing, they don't play. Pretty simple. So that's generally it, and they all understand. I have to give them evidence of why we're doing what we're doing, and the reasons and the background, and people talk about philosophies and identities and all them fancy words. It comes down to hard work, everybody chipping in and doing what we think we need to do to win football matches, and more often than not, we've done quite a good job of that.
Birmingham has 3 former Indy players, Asher, Pino, and Cronali. Pino got a goal. Asher was really strong at points tonight, and at times he was up against Logan, who's the newest signing. How do you think Logan played against a player like Asher, who has MLS experience, recent MLS experience?
Yeah, I thought it was excellent. I thought, I would have been over the moon for Logan, because I did think he defended really well. He struggled a little bit as the game went on, because he was up against tough opponents, and not just Tyler. A lot of their attacking threat is very dangerous, and I thought he defended really well. Then he got a little bit tired, but then he found a bit of energy to take the ball past 2 people and have a shot, and I would just wish it would have gone in the top corner, because it would have been really good for him, because he's a young player, he's developing, and he's showing now that he can mix it at this level at his age. Is really important that we've got an asset at the club now.
The last few games have been kind of nervy at the end. Do you value the team's resilience, or wish they'd tried a little bit, or get over that hump?
Yeah,
Make it so nervous?
difficult one, that, because if Elliott scores, it's 4-1. I would also go back to what I said earlier. I've said it in midweek. Over the last 10 years, our football club has got a points per game of 1.3. We've got a minus 20 goal difference. Louisville have a plus 197 goal difference. So there's been gaps in our development as a team, club, whatever you want to call it, that we need to recognise. A win being a win is good when you're only doing what we've done previously. There is no given, and there's no given in this league, and there's no given at this club. So winning's really important for us, and I would say that at this moment in time, from where we're at, resiliency is at the top of the list of that. Talk to me in 5 years, if I was still doing the job, I'd probably say I'd be really disappointed if we were winning games 3-2 and hanging on, because I think that gives me enough time to say no, we need to turn it around, because like I said, we have to recognise what's gone on in the past. I can't change that, but these players are nervous to get into the playoffs, because even though they might have done it at other clubs, they haven't done it here. They've done it once in, 4 years? So that's why. So resilience is top of the draw.
else you want to add?
No, I'm really pleased for the supporters as well. We've got one more game to try and bring it back here, so I really want that to happen. But thanks for all the support, and let's keep it going.